What's poppin', BSNians? So you know how we've been saying that we just want there to be good movies that have black and brown people in them, but black and brown people being in them is natural. It's not the punchline or the tokenization. We just want it to be a good movie and have some melanin in the cast. You know what I mean? This movie, Intergalactic, it does that so well. So let's structure this rant a little bit. Number one! Y'all know the thing I care about the most is the story, baby. The story. Story's tight. Solid. It's a love story, and so in many ways, it's the normal love story. But I feel like that's because that's what love stories are. There's only so many formats of love story you can tell. What really matters is the execution, the way in which you tell it. So this dude who moves, he's 6 months out of a relationship. He's hanging with his boys, enjoying the bachelor pad, right? He's doing his thing. He keeps passing this one girl, turns out to be his neighbor, but like, you know, their lives they just keep moving in and out of each other's spheres, right? And then one day they look up and they meet, and so they realize they got like a lot in common. And then, you know, it kind of takes off from there, because then his ex, who had broke up with like 6 months before, also gets back in the picture. And you know, there's your source of drama. But it is not messy or scandalous. I didn't think it was possible to do a love story without scandal, but they do it, baby. Story is solid. Also, he is a street muralist who gets hired by a comic book company to adapt his character into a comic book. That's the job that he has. That's so dope. And she's a photographer, and she makes the rounds doing displays at different museums. There's also a lot of weed in this movie. But hey, it's in New York. Number two! This thing is sexy, y'all. Like, don't really watch it with your mama sexy. Or really anybody that you're related to. It's a Game of Thrones after all. It's sexy though. Like, from the way the music hits, to the looks in the characters' eyes, the things they say to each other. And, you know, there's a little, you know. But this thing is sexy. Number three! The artistic way in which this film was made was dope! This movie was completely inspired by the Into the Spider-Verse aesthetic. Into the Spider-Verse let us know that you could display what emotion feels like. So it's like, oh, what does that feel like? Let's now attach color, sound, and sensation to it, instead of just a facial expression or words and a tone. And this movie lives in that space. There's so many creative lanes they take to showcase the experiences being had. It truly is gorgeous. And there's lots of humor in it too. Also for the black. There's this one wild white boy who just be doing too much. And it's great. Highly recommend.